13. Winter car secrets mechanics hide. Ignore these and destroy your car. Winter does not just cost money, it destroys cars silently. A cracked engine block from frozen coolant can cost $4,000 to $8,000. A corroded frame from road salt can cost $2,500 to fix properly. And gelled diesel fuel in the wrong conditions can leave your truck dead, while the tow bill climbs past $300. Most drivers have no idea mechanics know tricks that prevent all of this. I have uncovered 13 winter secrets that mechanics use but rarely share with everyday drivers. Pay close attention. The final secret is something dealerships actually hide on purpose, and it could save your engine from catastrophic damage. Secret number 13. Use anti-gel additive in diesel fuel before temperatures drop. Diesel drivers, this is critical and non-negotiable. Diesel fuel contains paraffin wax that stays liquid in warm weather. But when temperatures plunge below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that wax crystallizes into gel. The gel clogs fuel filters instantly. Your truck cranks but will not start. Fuel lines can freeze solid. The engine starves for fuel even though your tank is full. Mechanics know the fix costs pennies compared to the damage. Anti-gel additives like Power Service Diesel Fuel Supplement, Howe's Diesel Treat, and Hot Shot's Secret Diesel Winter Anti-Gel lower the pour point dramatically. These products work down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit or colder when used correctly. One bottle treats 100 to 250 gallons depending on the brand. The trick mechanics do not tell you is add the additive before winter hits, not after your fuel gels. Once gelling starts, you need emergency de-icer products like Diesel 911, and even those require removing fuel filters and refilling them manually. Prevention costs $15 to $25 per treatment. A tow truck, new fuel filters, and a mechanic's labor to thaw your system can cost $400 to $700 easily. Diesel gelling is 100% preventable, yet thousands of drivers get stranded every winter because they did not know this secret existed. Treat your fuel when temperatures drop below 35 degrees Fahrenheit consistently. Your diesel stays liquid, your filters stay clear, and your truck starts every single time. Secret number 12. Park facing east to defrost your windshield naturally. This sounds too simple to be real, but mechanics who have worked decades in cold climates swear by it. The sun rises in the east. When you park facing east overnight, the first sunlight of the morning hits your windshield directly. That early sun melts frost and ice naturally while you are still inside drinking coffee. By the time you walk outside, your windshield is already half clear. Your wipers finish the job in seconds. No scraping, no chemicals, no wasted time. This works because even weak winter sunlight generates enough warmth to break the bond between ice and glass. The difference between a windshield in direct sunlight and one in shadow can be 10 to 15 degrees. That is enough to turn solid ice into slush or water. Mechanics love this trick because it is free, effortless, and it saves wipers from unnecessary wear. Scraping ice tears rubber. Chemical de-icers can damage wiper seals over time. Natural defrosting eliminates both risks. One small parking adjustment and your mornings transform completely. Obviously, this does not work if you park in a garage, under a tree, or facing west. But if you have control over where your car sits overnight, face it east. Let the sun do the work while you sleep. Your windshield is clear. Now let's talk about what is happening under the hood. Secret number 11. Inspect and replace worn serpentine belts before winter. Cold weather makes rubber brittle. Serpentine belts crack, fray, and snap when temperatures drop. A failed belt does not just stop your alternator. It kills your water pump, power steering, and air conditioning compressor instantly. Your engine overheats in minutes. You lose power steering control. The battery dies without the alternator charging it. In winter, a snapped belt can strand you in dangerous conditions. Mechanics check belts during oil changes, but they rarely explain how critical this is for winter. A visual inspection takes 30 seconds. Look for cracks, fraying edges, or glazed, shiny surfaces. If the belt shows any of these signs, replace it immediately. A new Serpentine belt costs $25 to $75 depending on your vehicle. Professional installation runs $75 to $200 total. Compare that to being stranded on a freezing highway with no heat, no power steering, and an overheating engine. Tow trucks charge $100 to $300 depending on distance. The repair still needs to happen, but now you are paying emergency rates. Mechanics know to replace belts preventatively every 60,000 to 100,000 miles or sooner if cracks appear. Most drivers wait until the belt snaps. That is the difference between a planned $100 fix and a $500 emergency. Winter exposes every weak belt without mercy. Inspect yours now, replace it if needed, and avoid the breakdown that ruins your day. Belt tight, engine protected. But there is one sensor most drivers never think about. Secret number 10. Clean your mass airflow sensor for better cold starts. The mass airflow sensor, also called the MAF sensor, tells your engine how much air is entering, and it calculates the perfect fuel mixture for combustion. Over time, oil vapor, dust, and carbon coat the sensor, and readings become inaccurate. Your engine compensates by dumping extra fuel, which wastes gas and creates rough idling. In winter, this problem multiplies. Cold air is denser than warm air, and a dirty MAF sensor cannot adjust properly. Your engine hesitates, stalls, or refuses to start smoothly on freezing mornings. Mechanics know cleaning a MAF sensor takes 5 minutes and costs under $10. Locate the sensor between your air filter and throttle body and remove it carefully. Spray MAF sensor cleaner, not carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner, directly onto the sensing wires. Let it air dry for 10 minutes. Reinstall. Your engine immediately runs smoother. Cold starts improve. Fuel economy jumps by 2 to 4 miles per gallon. Throttle response sharpens. Dealerships charge $150 to $300 for this service as part of a tune-up package. You just did it yourself for the cost of a bottle of cleaner. Mechanics do not advertise this because it is too easy and cuts into their labor revenue. But it is one of the most effective winter prep steps you can take. A clean MAF sensor ensures your engine gets accurate data, burns fuel efficiently, and starts reliably no matter how cold it gets. Keep the sensor clean, but let's protect the parts most vulnerable to winter chaos. Secret number 9. Apply dielectric grease to battery terminals and electrical connections. Corrosion kills batteries faster than age. That white or green crusty buildup on terminals is not harmless. It is a layer of resistance that blocks electrical flow. Your battery struggles to deliver power. The starter cranks slowly. Lights dim. In extreme cases, the car will not start at all. Cold weather accelerates corrosion because batteries work harder. They lose up to 60% of their cranking power at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Any resistance from corrosion makes the problem catastrophic. Mechanics fix this with dielectric grease. This thick, silicone-based grease coats terminals and connector pins. It seals out moisture, prevents oxidation, and maintains clean electrical contact. Application is simple. Disconnect the battery. Clean the terminals with a wire brush and a baking soda solution. Dry everything thoroughly. Apply a thin layer of dielectric grease to the terminal posts and the cable connectors. Reconnect everything tightly. The grease will not conduct electricity, but it protects the metal surfaces from air and moisture. Corrosion stops forming. Your battery maintains full power all winter. A small tube of dielectric grease costs $5 to $8 and lasts for years. Compare that to replacing a battery prematurely because corrosion drained its effectiveness. Mechanics use this on every battery service but rarely explain it. Now you know. Protect your terminals, keep connections clean, and your battery will perform flawlessly even in brutal cold. Electricity flowing strong, but now we head underneath where rust plots its attack. Secret number 8. Spray fluid film or oil-based undercoating every winter. Mechanics in Rust Belt states live by this rule. Road salt, brine, and de-icing chemicals corrode metal faster than you can imagine. One winter season of heavy salt exposure starts rust that spreads for years. Frame rails perforate. Brake lines weaken and burst. Suspension components seize. Exhaust systems rot through. Rust does not stop. It compounds every winter until structural damage becomes dangerous and expensive. The secret weapon is oil-based undercoating. Products like fluid film, wool wax, or NH oil undercoating create a thick, creeping barrier. The oil penetrates seams, crevices, and hard-to-reach areas. It displaces moisture and blocks oxygen from reaching bare metal. Rust cannot form without oxygen and water. This coating eliminates both. Application requires a spray gun or aerosol cans. Target the undercarriage, frame rails, wheel wells, rocker panels, and anywhere salt accumulates. Reapply annually because road grime and washing gradually wear the coating down. Professional application costs $150 to $400 depending on your vehicle size. A do-it-yourself application costs $40 to $100 for materials and takes an afternoon. The payoff is massive. A well-maintained undercarriage lasts 15 to 20 years longer than an untreated one. Mechanics see this difference daily. Trucks from dry climates have zero rust at 200,000 miles. Identical trucks from salt states rot out by 120,000 miles. One bottle of oil undercoating changes that trajectory completely. Protect your investment before rust starts. Once corrosion begins, stopping it is nearly impossible. Frame protected, but let's talk about a part that fails silently and catastrophically. Secret number 7. Replace your cabin air filter for proper defroster performance. This one surprises most drivers. The cabin air filter sits behind your glove box or under the dashboard. It cleans air entering your HVAC system. Over time, dust, leaves, pollen, and debris clog the filter. Airflow drops dramatically. Your defroster struggles to clear the windshield, and heat output weakens. In winter, this becomes dangerous. Foggy windows reduce visibility. Frost takes forever to melt. You are driving blind, essentially. Mechanics know a clogged cabin filter also forces the blower motor to work harder. That extra strain burns out the motor prematurely. A $15 filter replacement prevents a $300 to $600 blower motor repair. Changing the cabin filter is laughably easy on most vehicles. Pop the glove box, remove a retaining clip, slide out the old filter, and insert the new one. 10 minutes total. Some vehicles require removing a panel under the dashboard, but it is still simple. Filters cost $10 to $25 depending on the brand. Dealerships charge $50 to $80 for this service and call it necessary maintenance. You are paying for 5 minutes of labor and a part you can buy yourself. Replace your cabin filter every 12,000 to 15,000 miles or annually. In winter, a clean filter means instant heat, powerful defrosting, and clear windows. Your comfort improves, your safety improves, and you just saved $60 every year by doing it yourself. Mechanics rarely push this because it's too easy to do it yourself, but it is one of the high-impact maintenance tasks for winter driving. Your defroster may work perfectly, but there is a fluid most drivers use wrong. Secret number 6. Switch to winter-rated windshield washer fluid before temperatures fall below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer washer fluid freezes solid at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. When it freezes inside your washer reservoir, the pump burns out. When it freezes in the lines, they crack and leak. When it freezes on your windshield mid-spray, you are blinded instantly. All of this is avoidable with winter-rated fluid. Winter washer fluid contains methanol or ethanol. These alcohols lower the freezing point to -20 degrees Fahrenheit, -30 degrees Fahrenheit, or even -40 degrees Fahrenheit depending on the formula. The fluid sprays in sub-zero temperatures. It melts light ice and frost on contact. It clears salt, slush, and road grime effectively. The trick mechanics use is this. Drain the summer fluid completely before adding winter fluid. Do not just top it off. Mixed fluid dilutes the freeze protection and fails at moderate temperatures. Instead, use the washers until the reservoir empties or siphon out the old fluid. Then refill with pure winter formula. A gallon of winter washer fluid costs $3 to $6. It is the cheapest winter prep you can do. Yet thousands of drivers crack their washer reservoirs every year because they did not know to switch. One frozen reservoir replacement costs $80 to $200 for parts and labor. A burned-out washer pump adds another $100 to $150. All of that from ignoring a $4 bottle of winter fluid. Mechanics see this constantly. They replace cracked reservoirs and never explain how easily preventable it was. Now you know. Empty the summer fluid, fill with winter-rated formula, and your washer system survives every freeze without damage. Fluid swapped, but let us talk about something drivers overlook until it is too late. Secret number 5, test your heater core before winter arrives. The heater core is a small radiator inside your dashboard. Hot coolant flows through it, and a blower fan pushes air across it to warm your cabin. When the heater core clogs, corrodes, or leaks, your heat dies. No amount of fiddling with controls will fix it. Testing is simple. Start the engine and let it warm fully. Turn the heat to maximum. Air should blow hot within 5 minutes. If it stays lukewarm or cold, your heater core is failing. Coolant leaks from a bad heater core drip onto the passenger floor. You will smell sweet antifreeze and see wet carpet. Mechanics charge $800 to $1,500 to replace a heater core because most are buried deep inside the dashboard. Labor dominates the cost, but catching the problem early sometimes allows a flush to clear blockages. A cooling system flush costs $100 to $150 and can restore heater core function if corrosion has not progressed too far. Prevention is even cheaper. Flush your coolant every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Use the correct coolant type for your vehicle. Never mix green and orange coolant. Contaminated coolant accelerates heater core corrosion. Mechanics see this repeatedly. Drivers ignore weak heat for months, then panic when winter hits. By then, the core is destroyed. Testing your heat in October or early November gives you time to fix issues before temperatures drop. A functioning heater is not a luxury in winter. It is a safety feature that prevents hypothermia if you are stranded. Test it now while repairs are still manageable. Heat confirmed, but here is a part that fails at the worst possible moment. Secret number 4. Inspect the wiper motor and linkage for smooth operation. Wipers seem simple until they stop working mid-blizzard. The wiper motor powers the system, and the linkage transfers motion to the wiper arms. Over time, the motor wears out. The linkage corrodes or binds. Wipers slow down, stutter, or quit entirely. In winter, this is not an inconvenience. It is a visibility crisis. Mechanics test wiper systems by running them on dry glass briefly. Smooth, consistent motion indicates a healthy motor. Jerky, slow, or skipping motion signals failure. Corroded linkage makes clicking or grinding noises. Lubrication sometimes fixes this. A bit of white lithium grease on the linkage pivot points restores smooth movement. If the motor itself is failing, replacement is necessary. A wiper motor costs $80 to $200 depending on the vehicle. Labor adds another $100 to $150. Dealerships charge $300 to $450 total. Catching this early prevents getting stuck in a snowstorm with failed wipers. Mechanics see it every year. Drivers limp into the shop after driving blind through a storm because their wipers quit halfway home. Do not be that driver. Test your wipers in clear weather. Listen for unusual sounds. Check for consistent speed across all settings. If anything seems off, inspect the linkage and motor now. Winter storms do not wait for convenient timing. Working wipers could mean the difference between safe arrival and a multi-car pileup because you could not see. Wipers ready, but let's address a mistake that costs drivers thousands. Secret number 3. Never use hot water to dice your windshield. This sounds obvious, but mechanics see cracked windshields from this mistake constantly. Desperation drives bad decisions. You're late for work, the windshield is frozen solid, and you grab a pot of hot water and pour it over the glass. The glass can explode. Thermal shock causes instant fracturing. Cold glass, heated rapidly, expands unevenly. The expansion is uneven and stress cracks appear within seconds. Sometimes the entire windshield spiderwebs. A windshield replacement costs $200 to $500 for standard glass, and sometimes over $1,000 for vehicles with advanced driver assistance cameras and sensors. All because of one impatient pour of hot water. The correct method is patience and proper tools. Start your engine, turn on the defroster, and let the engine warm gradually. While you wait, use an ice scraper or de-icer spray to remove ice mechanically. Cover the windshield overnight with a tarp, blanket, or windshield cover to prevent ice formation entirely. If you absolutely must use water, use lukewarm only. Never hot, never boiling. Even warm water carries some risk if the glass is extremely cold. Mechanics who work in cold climates laugh at how often they replace windshields from this exact mistake. Insurance sometimes covers it, but deductibles still apply. Why risk $500 to save 5 minutes? Plan ahead, prep properly, and your windshield survives winter intact. Your windshield may be safe, but there is a cold start habit drivers do wrong every single day. Secret number 2. Stop idling your car for 10 minutes before driving. Old advice said to warm your engine extensively before driving. That was true for carbureted engines from the 1980s and earlier. Modern fuel-injected engines do not need it. In fact, extended idling damages your engine. Here is why. Modern engines use sensors and computers to adjust the fuel mixture instantly. They run rich when cold, meaning extra fuel is injected. That excess fuel washes oil off cylinder walls. Reduced lubrication causes premature wear. Idling also keeps the engine in its least efficient operating range. Catalytic converters do not heat up properly. Emissions increase. Fuel economy crashes to 0 miles per gallon. You waste gas, time, and engine life simultaneously. Mechanics know the correct method. Start the engine. Wait 30 seconds. Drive gently until the temperature gauge moves into the normal range. Gentle driving warms the engine faster than idling. Oil reaches operating temperature quicker. All components warm evenly. You save fuel, reduce emissions, and protect engine longevity. If your car has remote start, use it for cabin comfort only, not engine warm-up. Let the interior heat while you finish getting ready. Then drive normally. The engine warms during the first mile or two. Extended idling made sense in 1975. It is harmful in 2026. Mechanics see accelerated cylinder wear, carbon buildup, and oil contamination from this outdated habit. Stop idling. Start driving gently. Your engine will thank you with 200,000 miles of reliable service. Your engine is warming properly, but here is the secret mechanics actually hide on purpose. Secret number 1. Check and document your coolant freeze protection with a refractometer. This is the one mechanics do not want you to know. Testing coolant freeze protection is simple, fast, and it reveals whether your coolant can survive extreme cold. A refractometer or antifreeze tester costs $10 to $20. You place a drop of coolant on the tool and it measures the freeze point instantly. A proper 50-50 mix protects down to minus 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Weak coolant freezes at higher temperatures. Frozen coolant expands with devastating force. It cracks engine blocks, cylinder heads, radiators, and heater cores. Repairs start at $1,500 and climb to $8,000 for catastrophic engine damage. Mechanics test coolant but rarely show you the results or explain what they mean. Why? Because weak coolant means you need a flush. A flush is a $150 service. If they show you the test proving your coolant only protects to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, you will approve the work immediately. But if they just tell you vaguely that it is due for service, many drivers delay or decline. Testing yourself removes their information advantage. You know exactly what your coolant can handle. You make informed decisions instead of trusting their recommendations blindly. Buy a tester. Check your coolant when it is cold. The reservoir should show clear, bright-colored fluid. Muddy, rusty, or discolored coolant indicates contamination. Test the freeze point. If it is weak, flush and refill immediately. Mechanics also hide this. You can buy pre-mixed 50-50 coolant for convenience, or save money by buying concentrated coolant and mixing it yourself. Either way, fresh coolant with verified freeze protection prevents the single most expensive winter failure. Frozen engines are 100% preventable. Test, document, and maintain your coolant. Your engine will survive the harshest winter without a crack, leak, or catastrophic failure. Winter does not forgive ignorance. A $10 tester prevents an $8,000 engine replacement. A $15 anti-gel additive saves a $700 tow and repair. These secrets exist because mechanics profit when you do not know them. Now you do. Use these 13 winter secrets and your car stays protected, reliable, and intact all season. Hit like if this opened your eyes. Subscribe for more secrets mechanics do not teach. Drop a comment with your own winter car trick so others can learn, and do not miss the next video. It reveals the single fluid most drivers never change that destroys transmissions in under 80,000 miles.